All right, a very, very good afternoon to you. Plus, of course, those who are listening to us from wherever part of the world, thank you very, very much for being a part of One on One. My name is Eugene Anangwe. I'm right here. We're joined by none other than Frankie Joe himself. This is one of those guys that you meet, and of course, if you are not, if you don't eat properly or if you don't watch your weight in terms of bodybuilding, you'll feel smaller or a bit embarrassed if you have a big tummy like me. Frankie Joe.
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Welcome to One on One.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being a part of the show. Actually, I was just thinking, will he come? Will he not come?
Hey, let me tell you something. My name is Frank.
Yes.
And you probably speak way better English than I do. So if you could go back into the dictionary and look at what is the meaning of Frank.
Oh, Frank. He's very frank.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you very much for being frank.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having you here. Quite a bit. It's been a long time. Even having you around in the country. Have you been here? I mean, what was the last time you were around?
No, the last time I was in the country was long way back in 2012.
2012.
And I was in Canada and I was doing a whole bunch of things. So, it's a pleasure, coming back home and just.
So what's bringing you back after staying away or being here last in 2012? What brings you back?
Dude, it's a lot of things. First of all, my parents live here, and my fans live here, and dude, everything
brings you back.
From the food to the people to everything. So basically, I'm back home. It feels good to be back home.
And for those who are listening or also watching you and wondering, how do I get to have such kind of a body in terms of keeping yourself fit?
Yeah.
Because many people say it's a discipline. You can't just wake up in the morning and say, I want to look like Frankie Joe.
Like I say, you said something which really meant a lot of, which really summarized everything. First of all, it's discipline, and discipline kind of encompasses how you eat, how you train, and what is your vision. You know what I'm talking about? So I've been doing this thing for pretty much 5 years. Yeah, professionally, like going to the gym, and I have to know how many calories that I have to eat, how much protein that I do. So basically, it's a lot of things that really come along.
But you do it because of a purpose, probably.
Yeah, It comes back to me being a fashion model.
Yes.
And being an actor, and as a musician, you definitely need to portray that kind of professional look. I'm not saying people.
Why are you making look bad?
No. Here's one thing.
Yes.
Music is all about. Do music when you're doing music.
Okay.
For the love of music. Rick Ross is a musician. He's a rapper. That's his style. But when you look at people like Usher, if Usher was looking like Rick Ross, I don't think he would be selling as big as he's selling right now. So I personally, I did it because I really wanted to just look healthy, just eat healthy. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Man, I don't know. Being a fashion model, basically you won't model if you have like a one pack. You need to.
I like the sound of that one pack. If you have that,
If you do have that,
listen. There is a feeling that probably we are stereotyping, or we are putting the limits in what we need to look like. I've seen those who are considered big. This is in terms of female models.
Okay.
Who have gotten to a point of doing crazy things to look small, because this is what the world thinks, that if you want to model, you have to look like this. Are we pushing people to the wall too much?
No, I don't think we are pushing people to the limit. Everybody's actually created in a different manner. When it comes to the fashion to female models, there's something called plus size models and regular models. So when you're a plus size model, there's that people who are really big. Like you see them that big, but they're sexy and nice looking. And so to the case of the women, I think that's what they really had to think of.
And so the same has to happen for the men,
so
right?
For the men,
one pack men.
And for the one pack man, I don't. This is it. I've traveled. I've been to LA. I've been to New York. I've gone to Toronto. Some of these big fashion houses. Some of these big fashion shows, and I've never seen a plus size man who's a model.
Maybe we could be the
either-
first ones to do it.
Maybe that is something to really look into. I think we could just, sit down and write a big project about that.
And someone will sponsor it.
Absolutely. Because there's a whole bunch of handsome men out there who don't have the six pack, but they look good. And they really look good in the suits. Man, you're looking good in that shirt.
Merci. Thank you very much. Now, listen, there are those who wonder, when you say you were last year in 2012, and
right.
when you say you've come back for many things, for many reasons,
Yes.
family, the food, the lifestyle,
Yeah.
they wonder, okay, what does he do when he's away?
When I'm away, I'm a father. My son keeps me busy, and I do model for some of the biggest fashion houses in Calgary, Canada, and I have a part-time job, and what else? I'm a musician. I'm an actor. Like I've had a chance to really be on some of the biggest American TV series: Hell on Wheels, Painkillers, Heartland. Man, there's a whole bunch of them that I've done. And, I'm a very busy guy. So I don't really get this time where I just wake up and somebody's like, "Good morning, sir. Can I get you some juice?" So every time I come back here, man, it feels good to
Have such kind of a
yeah,
feeling.
just lay back and feel the love and feel Mother Nature. And just feel when back in Canada, people have lost it. In a very positive way, though.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's just feeling, I gotta do this. So that pace really makes you, if you're not really into it, you can go net. So this couple of weeks that I came to Rwanda, so just break it down, just sit back and relax.
There's the challenge when
Yes.
when we talk about local content, when we talk about local entrepreneurs in the things that you do,
Yes.
Frank. And some people wonder and say, look at how we have sent away our real talent outside in the diaspora. They're not at home here. We've seen even musicians leaving the country saying,
Yes,
hey, I'm
yeah.
going to look for greener pastures. We've seen
Yes.
producers leave the country.
Yes.
So when you say that you only come back to chill and relax, do you feel you're doing your country a favor or justice?
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Like I say, my home right now, my official home is Canada, because that's where my son is. Well, my mother home is Rwanda,
Yes.
Kigali, Kanombe. But then the place that I spend most of my time for the last 5 years, I've spent most of my time in Canada. That's where my son lives. So when, like I say, the life in North America is way fast. It's way fast. Wake up at 4 in the morning in minus 35 degrees. Dude, that's the coldest you can ever be. You know what I mean?
But you have to be up
But
early.
you have to be up. You have to go shovel the snow, get your car clean, get it ready to go to work. You know what I'm talking about? So when you do that for the last 2 years and you actually get like a month off, man, why don't you just come back home and just relax just a little bit? And when I'm saying relaxing, it's not like of course I'm spending. I save my small money to come down here.
And party.
And, not party as such. Just,
Invest.
Just invest and talk to people. I have a lot of friends, and some of the people are actually not my friends, but they would need my little bit of help. If I gave you $20, I think as Frank, I don't think I've given you enough, but it's going to help you in any way. It's going to, you're going to buy bread, or you're going to buy sugar, or you're going to use a taxi or buy airtime.
So you say you give, you donate, you
not donation as such. It's just when somebody says, you know what, Frank, I've known you since you're a kid. My son is not doing well. I need 50,000. I'm like, you know what? I don't have 50,000 right now, but I'll give you 30. Does that help?
What if you look at it from another angle and say,
Yes.
so that this person, when Frankie Joe will spend another 2 years without coming back to Rwanda, and they will not have someone to go and ask for this 50 francs or 50,000 francs,
Yes.
why don't you come together, probably people like you in your caliber, and form a sort of foundation or a kind of an initiative
Yes.
that empowers these people so that they are able to make or generate for themselves. Even when you guys are back in Canada, they're able to still survive.
Now you're asking this from a journalistic point of view, which really makes a lot of sense. But like I said, everything there's always a point of, there's always the centrality of a point. There's a, like, if I have this kind of soul to help somebody, I don't think someone else who's like me would have the same mind. But that makes a lot of sense. I, for one, if everything that I'm dealing with goes through, I just want to open up an organization that can actually help people like that, like street kids or, you know, orphans who have nothing. Maybe I could just teach them how to sing, you know, just, yeah. And it's coming on. It has been my dream, and I think
one day it's gonna come true. Let's look at Frankie Joe and the different hats that you wear, or the different disciplines that you partake in. There is music, there is acting, and there is modeling. Right. So out of these three, which one do you really feel like this is it?
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When I sing, I feel me.
Okay, so music.
When I project my voice and sing and touch somebody's soul, that's me.
But there are those who feel like it's not you. You are acting like someone else.
No.
You are portraying your voice as someone else. You're trying to do auto-tune.
No, I've never done auto-tune. That is something I've never done. But do I say it's a wrong thing? No. People like T-Pain have used auto-tune. Boys II Men somehow have used auto-tunes, and these are biggest stars on the planet. But I've never done auto-tune, and if there's any way that I'm gonna do something which requires auto-tune, I think I'll jump in and say it. But do I really want to do that? No. I think I have the power. I have the talent and the urge to just project my voice and just bring it out the way it is. And when people say, man, you sound like Joe, I don't think I do sound like Joe. I sound like Frank Rukundo. But the Frankie Joe comes in when I was in high school, and I used to sing like, no one has come close to you, no one has been made to hear you do. People are like, man, you sound like Joe. I'm like, yeah, so I was like, you know what, maybe why don't I just do Frankie Joe? And actually, people used to think that I look like the dude. Yeah, with my hair.
So he was the inspiration.
You know what?
And
so to speak,
yes,
he was my inspiration.
Okay.
And he really inspired me.
Do you feel that there's any point in your life that you have tried to copy him, even in your style of music?
Yeah. People really say that, which was great. There's nothing bad like having a guy like Thomas Joe inspire you and try to sing like him. Dude, this guy is talented. I remember when I released my song, what song was that? I don't know you, Messiah, people are like, man, you sound good. You sound like that dude. I'm like, no. This is me. It's Kinyarwanda. Well, but it's Kinyarwanda, so I don't think I sound like him.
How much Kinyarwanda can you speak? I know.
Jesus.
Probably there are those who would say,
no.
Listen, he's that Vazungu Kinyarwanda.
No.
Do you feel sometimes people think that you are trying too hard to put the accent?
Well, you can tell me. I think you know, I don't know how long you've been doing journalism, but I think you've really interviewed a lot of people. Do you think I force it?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't think I force it. But of course, I'm from Africa. I was born in Uganda. I grew up in Uganda, and I grew up in Rwanda at the same time. And I speak my mother tongue, Kinyarwanda, so perfect. I speak Luganda more than the Ugandans would speak it. You know what I mean? So, coming back to the English to the accent.
Yes.
Here's one thing. When I'm in North America, people they still realize that, even the way I say realize, it's very African.
Yes.
When I'm there, people are like, man, where you from, man? You have an accent. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Africa. What do you expect? You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, but man, you sound good, but you don't sound North American. I'm like, I don't need to sound like North American. I'm African. I'm from Rwanda. Okay. So when I'm in Rwanda and I speak to people are like, man, you have an accent from the States. I'm like, no. Jesus. But my ex-wife to be, I forgot to say that.
Okay. What does that mean?
She's my ex-wife to be. I'm going through separation. This is the first time I'm actually airing this.
We'll get deeper into that. Yes.
Yeah, she's white. Of course, she wants, when I'm speaking to her, you don't expect me to say, Haro, what is your problem? Can you please bring that water? They don't say water, they say water. You know what I mean?
So you also have to swing with it.
Absolutely. But when I meet somebody from Kenya or from Rwanda who doesn't speak that,
You tone it down.
Yeah, like you break it down to you see, I've actually been talking about these things, but actually, if I can,
But Joe, listen, when we have Rwandans in India or even Kenyans who go to India, they don't come back with the Indian accent. But when we go to the US or Canada, we'll come back with it. Why?
Here's one thing, dude. When you go to North America, they have that English, man. They do have that English. They have the ways they speak. They don't say, I'm going to do shopping. They say, I'm going to do groceries. You know what I mean?
But when you live in India for 5 years,
India.
you won't come back with the Indian accent.
India,
will you?
It depends. I would. Dude. I've always loved acting. I would love to live in India and just learn how to say,
Yes.
hello, what is your problem? You see? You know, who cares, man? So that is the artistic side of me.
Okay.
Yeah, when I if I had a chance to go to China, I would come back speaking English in a Chinese way because it's kind of interesting and very fascinating just to see how each and everybody from all over the globe wants to pronounce words just like the way Americans do pronounce them. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get back to your separation, which you're breaking down for the first time on
For the first time on air.
Tell me.
Yes. We were married. You see, I was now going
American.
back. I was going to go back to this day. We was now. So let's say we were married for 5 years, and like I say, every marriage has its own ups and downs. Yeah, and the good thing we are still best friends, for the sake of our beautiful son, Tay Rutarak Warukundo. You see how we break it down? Yeah, very African. Rutarak Warukundo. That's my son. So, we decided to take a little bit of a separation last year in March, and we did.
Could you tell us more? What's the reason? What's the
The
cause
reason
of
was
this?
just the fact that there's some things that we did not get along with, and
There are those who are saying that actually we've been seeing a bit of rumors out there that from your nature of what you do, you attract so much attention from the female side, and so there are those who felt probably you are a player.
No, not really. I'm a very down-to-earth person. When I got married to this beautiful woman, she was the woman that I ever seen as one of the best intelligent women ever. You know what I mean? But her being intelligent and her being very down-to-earth at the same time, everybody has their own ways, right? So we got married. We got married, but we knew after a couple of years or months, we actually going to change. She's probably going to compromise with my lifestyle, and I'm going to compromise with her lifestyle.
Yes.
And then we're going to come together and we make our relationship very solid, stronger than ever.
But this has not worked.
This, for the last 5 years, it did not work. You know what I mean? And so we decided to. So we used to have a little bit of verbal altercations. Hey, whatever you are, But this is what marriage is all about.
Yes.
You don't expect anything straight up, 100%. So we tried to take a 6 months break, and after the 6 months, we sat back and analyzed how this past 6 months were, and we're like, you know what, maybe we still have the same issues. Can it take 6 more months? And we did. And but then eventually, like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's just
Separate
let's
once
just
and for
break
all.
it. No, we're still working on it, but I'm not quite sure.
That it will work.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Listen,
yeah.
there are those who look up to people like you.
Yeah, people who say
and
that
marriages.
coming back to
Yes.
player. I'm not a player. I am not, and I'll never be. Yeah, when I love somebody, I want to be honest with them. I want them to love themselves before I love them. But when it comes to, people say, yeah, man, he's a player. He loves women. Do you hate women? No. Is it because you really want to see what is in between their legs? That's not the Frank. No. I know a lot of women out there. But if you went to them and say, hey, has Frank ever said something to you? Absolutely will say no. But I'm just there. Hey, how you doing?
Listen, there are those who look up to you, people like you, celebrities like those even who look up to, or who looked up to Jay-Z and Beyonce, and were like, wow, what a power couple. What do you tell such people now when they see such things happening?
Dude, the thing is, what I need them to know is the fact that marriage is marriage. Unless if somebody's, even the perfect couple, the people like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they got the money. Beyonce's beautiful. He's got the money. But man, when you personally get to know these people, they have a hell of problems. They got problems. If they gave you those problems, Anangwe, I'm telling you, no, you would not even walk around. You would lose it. So it comes back to how you handle. It comes back to how you and your partner get together, compromise all these differences between you guys, and then just come up with something solid.
Okay.
So I would say you would look up to me as Frank Rukundo, Frankie Joe Rukundo, who's a musician, model, actor to be. He's got his thing sorted out. Ladies love him. He love,
Yet behind the curtains, there's so many issues
when
that
I
you go
go
through.
when I go to my bed to sleep, I'm like, you know what? Something's not right.
Yeah.
And that's the fact. Relationships are relationships. They're never perfect.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
because of time limiting factors,
Yes.
probably someone might interpret that as a strategy because probably you feel like you may not be able to handle that pressure when you get to Big Brother to represent Rwanda. Probably let's clear the air on that.
Yeah,
issue.
actually, first of all, let's talk about, people have really been asking me a whole bunch of questions
Yes.
about.
Are you going or you're not going?
I don't know. Did I do the auditions? Yes, I did. You know what I mean? Did I go through the first Rwandan auditions? Yes, I did. Everybody knew that. But to my surprises, when I was actually going through when I was online and I'm seeing all these people say, Frankie Joe to represent, they're already confirming a statement that I'm not even aware of. You know what I mean? So
What does that make you feel?
Well, what does that make me feel? I think people really have guts in me. They think I can do a very good job if I had a chance to represent my country in the Africa's #1 reality TV show.
So you went for the final stage for those who are shortlisted, right?
No, I haven't gone.
You haven't gone. There are
No.
those who are saying that you haven't gone because there are some serious problems in terms of the visa issues. Is it
No.
true?
No. Let me tell you something. With the visa, based on what I know, if it's Big Brother, Anangwe going to represent Rwanda in Big Brother. This has nothing to do with politics. It's a reality TV show.
Yes.
So if you're selected, I'm sure if you went to Minafet,
Yes.
the Ministry of Foreign Affairs,
Yes.
they can give you the right protocol or the procedure of which you can actually use to get yourself a service passport.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of Rwandese in South Africa.
Okay.
Maybe, there's the way they find the visas. So coming to that, I don't know, and hopefully,
Is it true you've had problems getting the visa?
No.
Okay.
Well, I've never gone to South Africa, first of all, but I'm sure if Big Brother called me in South Africa, it's very easy. The only thing you need to know to do is you're representing a country in a competition, in a reality TV show. You're not going to talk about politics.
Yes, of course.
No.
But some point, probably
Yes.
in terms of leadership.
Yes.
Yes.
Trust me, if I get selected, I'm telling you, I'm going to go to that place.
All right.
And the government is going to be right behind me.
Okay.
And they're going to do whatever it takes.
What would be your strategy?
If I had a chance to go there, it's just be me. Be me. And of course, do whatever it takes to get the $300,000. That's incredible.
Which name would you want Biggie to call you? Would you want him to call you Joe? Would you want him to call you Frank? Would you want him to call you Rukundo?
I would love to keep it very African. Rukundo.
This
Simple
is
as that.
Big Brother. Rukundo. Report to the diary room.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
All right.
I think that would sound way authentic and way. But regardless, some people really have problems pronouncing that word, that name. I wouldn't mind calling me Frankie Joe.
Frankie Joe.
Yeah, that has been my stage name forever. So,
Will you be under pressure because of these cultural things that have been attached to Banyarwanda, Nagotukore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? When you go to the house, will you have this kind of pressure behind you?
Well,
because we've watched what Big Brother is. We've seen.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's one thing. If I get a chance to represent this beautiful country to this beautiful TV show,
yes.
Of course, I'm going to do whatever it takes to represent a beautiful country which is really thriving. And this comes back to the values, of course, and the norms. And, I want to do something that is going to be very Rwandese.
What is this?
When I say this, is the fact that, of course, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just the way I'm going to portray myself is going to be very professional, based on the norms and the values Rwanda has.
Okay.
Yes.
Frankie Joe, thank you very much for being on One-on-One.
It was a pleasure.
We
man.
definitely wish you all the best in this. And of course, we'll keep tabs and watch in case you win or if you get a chance to be there.
Oh my goodness! Let's look forward to this and
remember to give us a shout out in case you be in the house.
If I get the chance to be in that house, man. God bless y'all, and let's do this. We can do this. I'm telling you this. We can do it.
Let's do it. Thank you very much, Frank.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much. That was Frankie Joe Rukundo himself, right here on One-on-One. I'm doing it the way he said, the African way. My name is Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye for now. Let's keep it one-on-one. And the hashtag is 101RW. Let's do this again next time. Goodbye for now.